What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, the last video you guys saw, we did the manga tour, and unfortunately, I just ran out of time. The video was going way too long, and I decided midway through the video that I was going to split it up into part 2, and you guys have been asking me like crazy, Hypnotic, where's part 2? Where's part 2? Well, guess what? We are going to be doing part 2 today. We're going to be exploring the bookcases that are behind me right now, and we're going to be looking at brand new editions that we just picked up in between part 1 and part 2, and there's a lot of them, so we got a lot of catching up to do. So if you're new here, hit that sub button, hit the like button, comment down below, let me know what series is your favorite, and let's get into the video, guys. Alright guys, so where we last left off, we left off at Case Closed, where we went over the 90-something, 70-something, I don't even remember, volumes of Case Closed. We went over everything in the initial set over here, and there is a lot of manga over here to go through. So again, if you missed that video, please make sure you go to the first video. I'll link it in the description box below. Go check it out, and let me know what you think before we get into part 2. But if you did see it already, then you're clearly here and ready for part 2, and you're looking at a new edition right here. This is absolutely insane. This is Blade of the Immortal, the original comic series from Dark Horse Comics that are like Marvel Comics. There is over 120 comics of this particular series, and I have about 100 of them here. I managed to pick up most of them in a good sale that was on eBay, and I got pretty lucky there. I got very, very lucky, and the best thing about these comics is that you get to see just so many different covers. I mean, there's an insane amount of covers. Look, I don't even have them numbered right now because, to be honest with you, there's just too many to go over, but they are just great to overall look at. I mean, look at this artwork. If you enjoy Blade of the Immortal, I highly suggest, first off, get the deluxes because that's the best bang for your buck. And if you can, get the comics, but they're hard to get. They're a little bit hard to get. You might get lucky and find them somewhere, but ultimately, they're still very old comics, and they're hard to get, and they're obviously out of print. So there's that. All right, so let's catch up to where we are. So Case Closed is where we ended at. We managed to pick up Rave Master. Now, this is the big one, okay? This is the one that a lot of people were talking about when I made this short earlier in the week. This one is the one that is very hard to get. I mean, it is insanely hard to get Rave Master. Now, to be fair, I don't have the whole set. I only managed to get, I believe, 26 volumes of Rave Master, unfortunately, and there's a little over 30 volumes of Rave Master. So we are missing some volumes, but we do have the majority of them, even some of them first print. You can tell by the different Tokyo Pop symbols, which is awesome. They are here, and they are now finally part of the collection. Now, this actually finishes off, for the most part, this particular side, but we did just add one new thing literally the other day, and that's some Disney manga. This is something you don't normally see in people's collections. We have actual Disney manga in the collection, and this one in particular is probably one of the coolest ones. We got Zero's Journey, the Ultimate Manga Edition, actually in the collection, which is so badass. And look how thick this book is. This book is the culmination of all of these single comics right here that read left to right, and I believe are colored. If I were to take one of these out right now, let's see if this is actually colored. I believe that it is. Let's check. Yep, it's colored. So that's pretty cool. So you have a typical manga version, which is not colored, and it's easier to read. It's more compact. And then you have more of your American comic book style that is actually colored, but it does read right to left like a typical manga. So it's cool. You get a little bit of both. There is 3 volumes of Zero's Journey, or you can get the Ultimate Manga Edition if you want to save yourself time. Now, of course, I have other manga that's not just Zero's Journey. We have The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Battle for Pumpkin King. That one's the first book. And then the last book here that's in this particular style is The Mirror Moon, which looked pretty interesting. We do have this one, which is The Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's literally just The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's based off the actual story, and that's the actual manga version of that story. There's no like side story like the other ones or whatever the case may be. It's literally just The Nightmare Before Christmas in manga form, and it's a single book. There's only 1 volume, so it's a really easy read, and if you want to pick it up as a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I highly suggest you do. And then last here on this particular site is a recent pickup. We just got this the other day. This is Orange. Orange is a 7-book series. They sell a complete box set. It seems to be a slice of life manga. I don't really know too much about it, but eventually when when I do read it, I will let you guys know if I enjoyed it or not, obviously in a short or something like that. I try to put out some opinions about manga in shorts. It's just very difficult. I only release one short a day. It's kind of hard to release more than one a day because of my busy schedule, but I'm going to try to do more for this channel because this channel is growing exponentially. You guys are extremely interested in all the manga that I have to showcase, and I'm going to do better to try to get the content out to you guys. But let's go over to the other two bookcases that you haven't seen yet. This catches you up on this particular side. Let's go to the other one. All right, so this is the one that has all of the Junji Ito, and you guys know, if you've watched my shorts, I'm a big Junji Ito fan, massive Junji Ito fan. I even have some of the cards from the exclusive at Kinokuniya over at the Expo. When you buy the variant covers, you get these cards, which is pretty cool. But let's move these cards over really quick and let's see what books we have. So we got Tomei, Uzumaki, Giyu, Shiver, two versions of Ali, variant cover and regular. We have Love Sickness, Frankenstein, Smashed, Deserter, Soichi, two versions of Tombs, because one's a variant cover, obviously. Venus in the Blind Spot, Black Paradox, Mimi's Tales of Terror, which I haven't even read yet. Censor, Ramina, which is one of my favorites. Fragmenting Horror, Betwixt, The Luminal Zone, No Longer Human, Junji Ito's Cat Diary. Then we got Stitches, Dissolving Classroom. We have Giyu, Editor's Choice, which this is a little hard to get. Editor's Choice. This one's hard to get. I really need to wrap this. I do love the 3D cover that it has. This is actually textured. If you feel it, you can feel the word Giyu on it, which is pretty cool. Editor's Choice. And then we have two versions of Giyu singles, like the single volumes that are actually wrapped. This is pretty cool as well. Then we got Look Back and Goodbye Eri, which is obviously not from Junji Ito, but it's the only place I can fit it. And then coming down below, we got the full set of Parasite, the full color edition. And then we also got the paperback edition, which is the one that I plan to read more than the full color one. The full color one is nice to look at. It's got some extra stuff in it, which is cool, but I like to collect multiple versions of some of the best manga out there, and I hear a lot of good things about Parasite, so here we are. We got two versions of Parasite. I also have Junji Ito Uncanny, which just came out recently. I can't fit it up here, so I put it here for now. We also got Ibitsu, which is a one-shot manga that I hear a lot of good things about. That particular mangaka's got a lot of mystery behind him. And then we got a classic of mine. I read this one, Assassination Classroom, absolutely badass, and unfortunately is being banned in some states in America because people are stupid, so that's just what it is. But Assassination Classroom, awesome series. Then of course we got the full omnibus set of Gantz. You can't go wrong with that. It doesn't really need much more explanation. And then you got Attack on Titan. Now this one obviously is a fan favorite. I've also read Attack on Titan. Who doesn't love Attack on Titan? It is badass. And then you got the Silent Voice box set with the full series attached. And then this is a variant cover of Attack on Titan for volume 34, which came with its own card, just like the cards for Junji Ito from the Expo. So pretty cool. Now next you have Mashle below Attack on Titan, and Mashle is gaining in popularity pretty quickly, especially since the music from the show went viral. So shout out to Mashle, great job. And then you got Kaiju number 8 with the variant cover of Kaiju number 8 volume 1 wrapped in the beginning. And then over here you have Cowboy Bebop, which I'm super excited to finally have in my collection. I used to have Cowboy Bebop when I was a child, and now I was able to finally get it back, so I'm super excited to have that. There's only 5 volumes, 3 in the original and 2 in Shooting Star, so pretty cool to have the 5 books here. And this one is a recent pickup. It just came out. This is Sailor Moon's box set, okay? It's got Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon box set. Super crazy. I mean, the thing literally freaking glows. I don't know if it's showing on camera. There you go. It literally glows. It's pretty damn crazy. And then down here we have Watakai, of course, a good slice of life manga. If you need something that's a slice of life manga that's interesting, I would read Watakai if I were you. And then we got Tokyo Ghoul, another legendary manga. Obviously, I've read the entire series, the original and the sequel, which I think the manga's a lot better than the show, but that's just me. And then we got 3 light novels for Tokyo Ghoul back here as well, which is pretty cool, and we love it. We love more of our best manga stories. And then down below we have Overlord. Overlord is also pretty damn popular, and a lot of people ask me to see this manga in my shorts, so I do need to make more shorts about Overlord. And of course you have one of the greats by far. You have Naruto, the entire series. At the top you have the original, and then you have the time jump 3 years later all the way to the end of volume 72. And there is a 25th anniversary edition variant cover over here wrapped in the front, as you can see right there. So now it's time to move over to the last bookcase. It's against the wall next to my computer setup. So let's check it out. Here we go. So this is the one that not a lot of people get to see because it's in its own little corner back here. But this is one that's loaded up with some goodies. So let's go over it. So of course we got Dorohedoro. We got the full entire set of Dorohedoro, which has some of the best manga covers by far that I have ever seen. I really thoroughly enjoy their manga covers. I could stare at them all day. I'm not even kidding. Then you got the original series of Vampire Knight. I know they're coming out with a brand new version of this manga, so they are reprinting it for another generation, but this is the original one. That's why they're old, they're yellow, and they're wrapped and they're sealed. And then you have a fan favorite of Elden Ring. A lot of people don't even know that Elden Ring has a manga, let alone that it's 4 volumes in, and they're gonna be coming out with more. So if you're a fan of Elden Ring like I am, I love Souls games, then I would highly suggest you go pick up that manga if you're a manga fan as well. Okay, this is when it gets crazy. All right, this is when it gets ridiculous. And everybody always comments on this. They're like, bro's got all of One Piece. Bro's got the One Piece, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we got One Piece, every single volume of the omnibus. It goes all the way from volume 1 to volume 99, if I'm not mistaken. So we got every single omnibus volume, but that's not where it stops. We also have every single of One Piece, going all the way down to volume 106, which is the one I have, and I have volume 107 on the way. We also have Ace's story as well, both volumes of that one in manga form. There's also a novel version, but I don't have that yet. Now over here below the One Piece singles, we have the Full Metal Alchemist singles, also including the Full Metal Alchemist light novel. All of it together I had to stack in this direction because that was the only way I was gonna fit this particular thing, which is the Full Metal Alchemist full color editions, very similar to the Parasite full color editions. They have extra content, they have different translations. I honestly prefer the singles. I feel like it's much better at conveying the story. And we also have the 20th anniversary edition book on top of it, which I'll show you right now. Full Metal Alchemist honestly is so legendary. Like, how do you not know about Full Metal Alchemist if you're a manga fan? It is top tier stuff, man. The art is fantastic, the story is awesome, the characters are all lovable, and the combat is amazing. It's one of those stories that are just timeless, and I'm happy to have multiple versions of it in my collection. And then below this, we have Hunter x Hunter. Now, Hunter x Hunter, I also get asked about a lot, and I am missing volume 37. I gotta get on that. I think even volume 38 is out by now. This shelf is gonna be dedicated to Hunter x Hunter because I know it's gonna fill up the entire thing. So I just left it by itself right now. And then below, we have the full set of Banana Fish, and then next to it, we have Goodnight Pun Pun, every single volume of Goodnight Pun Pun, 1 to 7. Then we have Saladin, which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of Inio Asano's work, so I try to collect everything that the man makes. I think I'm missing like 1 or 2 books, but I got most of them. So I got Saladin, we got Downfall, Girl on the Shore, and then next to it, we have Final Fantasy XIV Eorzea Academy, and that's because I'm a big-time Final Fantasy XIV fan. Anybody who knows me knows that. So that's there, and it's a good one-shot story. It's a slice-of-life manga, nothing more to it in its own little weird world. And then next to it, ironically, I really got to move this because it doesn't belong here. I got PTSD Radio, which is one of my favorite horror manga series by far. PTSD Radio is awesome, and unfortunately, it's on hiatus because apparently the mangaka got haunted, or at least that's what he wants to tell people. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are fully caught up on the manga collection as it stands right now. So there is a ton of manga here. I have not counted it. I'm almost scared to count it. But if you guys want me to count and tell you how many volumes I actually have, I believe it's over 1,500. There's a bunch of books here. It's absolutely insane, especially if you count these comic versions of it. It gets insane. So let me know in the comments down below which was your favorite manga that you saw in this particular video. Like the video, share it out to your manga friends, comment on it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.